His Excellency former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and the PDP presidential candidate in the 2023 general election has taken to his Twitter account to announce that he hosted Mr. Peter Obi today. He wrote, "It was my honor and privilege to host Mr. Peter Obi today." There have been a lot of speculations, there have been a lot of rumor about the North going for Peter Obi. That is the truth. The North is dissatisfied with Tinubu administration because they are badly hit, they are worst hit of the Tinubu administration. The North has a very larger population, so when it comes to insecurity, they are badly hit. When it comes to hunger, they are badly hit. When it comes to poverty, they are badly hit. When it comes to all the negative indices of development, the North is badly hit because of their large population. So there have been a lot of dissatisfaction and a lot of cries from that region saying that they are not going to support Bola Tinubu in 2027. They're already calling him a one-term president. And you know, when Tinubu came into power, he removed some key parastatals from Abuja to Lagos. So they are seeing it as an indictment to them. So there has been a lot of permutation that the North, they are moving towards Mr. Peter Obi. They want Peter Obi to be the face of the 2027 general election. Remember, El-Rufai is having issue with Bola Tinubu. So these whole speculations, and Peter Obi has lately been gravitating towards the North. He has done a lot of projects in the North, visited some part of the North. You all know Peter Obi did not really get a significant amount of votes from the North, especially from the Northwest and the Northeast. Peter Obi did very well in the North Central. So he has been looking to close that gap in the 2027 general election. So today he also met with former Jigawa State Governor Sule Lamido in Abuja. What is brewing? Something is growing underneath. And it's something every one of you need to understand. The political calculation ahead of 2027 has already begun. Yes, and it's good that they are doing it now. Remember the last election, it was just too early for Mr. Peter Obi in a new party. He moved into PDP and he had only just 6 months to prepare for the election, and he did marvelously well. What Peter Obi did with Labour Party, I don't think there is any presidential candidate that would do it. Even Showere that the people were looking up to, they cannot even pull that. Nobody can put that in the Nigerian political dispensation right now. So what Peter Obi show is a sign of might. What Peter Obi show is a sign of greatness. And it means that if he has the support of some structures in this country, he will do very well. Peter Obi votes were greatly reduced, were greatly stolen in some states across the country. You also saw what happened in Rivers State. He was rigged out, blatantly and openly rigged out. Go to the INEC website today, you will notice that Peter Obi won election in Rivers State, but Tinubu was announced as the winner. The reason why all this happened was because Peter Obi did not have foot soldiers on ground to protect his vote. The people that were supposed to protect the vote, which are the obedient, some of them were not allowed into the collation center. So some politicians have their way and Peter Obi's votes were greatly reduced. So I think he has now realized that for him to win the election in 2027, he must align with some certain persons. Don't get me wrong. I know you all want a new Nigeria. I know you all want a new Nigeria that is free from all this political figurehead. But you need to understand that for you to make any changes, you need political power, especially in Nigeria. You need political power. Most people are scared that if Peter Obi align with all these men and women in political office, all these so-called corrupt politicians, in their own view, so-called corrupt politicians, they are going to influence him. You must know the kind of person that Peter Obi is. Peter Obi is not somebody that you just push around like that. He was the governor in Abga, the only governor in the midst of PDP. He did well and destroyed the political structure of the PDP in Anambra State. So you need political power to make any change. Tinubu is the president today and he removed fuel subsidy. All the policies he has been able to implement in Nigeria today that is affecting the ordinary man on the street is because he has the political power to do so. You need to get there first before you can make any changes. Peter Obi has yearned for a change in this country. And one of the changes that he has yearned for this country is that there should be a system of government where the president will hold office for 5 years. Every political holders will hold office for 5 years, one tenure. Atiku Abubakar is a strong admirer of Mr. Peter Obi. Their combo in 2019 was a bomb. They actually won that election. If not because Atiku Abubakar did not pursue that case logically in courts, they would have become the president. It was a bomb. And Peter Obi leaving the PDP was the reason why PDP did not win that election. If Peter Obi has stayed in the PDP, if the PDP has put their house in order and ensured that Peter Obi had that ticket, Tinubu would not have become the president. The PDP would have won that presidential election in 2002. Atiku Abubakar has openly called for a coalition. He has asked Mr. Peter Obi to join hands with him. Currently, the PDP is riddled with crisis, especially with Nyeso Wike. So Atiku Abubakar knows that the only shot of the PDP to win the presidency is to ensure that Mr. Peter Obi comes back to the PDP. That is, he knows that. But I don't think Peter Obi is going back to the PDP. He's not going back to the PDP because the large followers of Peter Obi will not tolerate that. So the only way and the only thing they are going to do is to ensure that they support the presidency of Mr. Peter Obi. If not, Bola Ahmed Tinubu will win the presidential election. And Atiku Abubakar has sounded that he's ready for any coalition. He has sounded that. Of course, 2027, I don't think he will have that zeal. He will not have that energy to run again. We all know he's a selfish man. We all know that Atiku Abubakar is being consumed by ambition to become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is no one's fault. It is his fault. Atiku Abubakar would have become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria if he had supported Goodluck Jonathan in 2015. But his selfishness and greed led him to where he is today. And the only viable option for them is to support Mr. Peter Obi. Having 6 million block votes from Nigerians that are mostly youths is not a child's feat. No presidential candidate in Nigeria can achieve that. I'm not talking about PDP or the APC. I am talking about going to a smaller party like the Labour Party. There has been so much talk that Atiku Abubakar wants to support the presidential ambition of Mr. Peter Obi. That is the only way he thinks he can make correction, he can make amends of what he did in 2015. You remember, Atiku Abubakar was the one that went to Chicago State University to fight to get the document of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He was the one that revealed, though the case was revealed by David Hundeyo, but he was the one that went extra mile to get that document from the court, just to ensure that the Supreme Court nullified Tinubu as the authentic winner of the 2023 election. That move alone dents a very huge blow to Tinubu's image. It destroyed Tinubu's international reputation. So Atiku is working closely to ensure that the 2027 election will not be won by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I think he has a score to settle with Tinubu. And the only way this can be achieved is through Mr. Peter Obi. So seeing him hosting Peter Obi today, it shows that that coalition that we've been hearing about is about to come into fruition. I know most of you are not happy maybe seeing him with Atiku Abubakar, but you must realize that for Peter Obi to become the president, Peter Obi is the only viable option we have, not Atiku Abubakar. And Peter Obi is not going to play second fiddle. He is not going to be a vice president. Somebody that has 6 million votes, he will never be a vice president. Peter Obi is a gem. He's a real gem currently now. He's the most sought after politician in Nigeria. Can't you see the way they are attacking him? Everyone is attacking him. Daniel Bola, Reno Mokri, many people have been recruited to attack Mr. Peter Obi. That is what they are doing. Even Dave Umahi, some of the ministers in Tinubu administration, they are all attacking Peter Obi. Why? Because he's the one that won the election. Peter Obi won the election. He was regard of the election and they knew it. So the only way for them to dim his chances in 2027 is to keep attacking him. And Atiku Abubakar knows it. Everyone knows it. The North knows it. For them to get back that power is through Mr. Peter Obi. And Peter Obi is advocating for just one tenure, 5 years, of which if you go back to the North. So they are seriously going to support Mr. Peter Obi. And Peter Obi has been making some groundbreaking alliance. He has been breaking through and penetrating the North. A lot of things is happening. Most of you might not be seeing it, but a lot of things is currently going on in the North. The 2027 election is going to be a different ball game. And for those of you that said Tinubu rig in 2023 is going to rig in 2027, forget about that. Forget about that. INEC rigged the election. And what they did in 2023 will not happen again in 2027. Never. It will never happen again. It will never happen again.